Charles here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out New Cat Bodies by Jeremy Holmes.
Good morning and welcome to Lions Talk with Smokin'Jeremy B and Von Doom. I got Dwayne Keene saying good morning to all. Fred Peterson saying good morning. It's a great day to be a Lion, one pride. And how about Brad Holmes' presser yesterday? Man, it was great seeing him call out the media and taking receipts. Uh, what did you, from what you heard about it, Leonard, what do you think about it?
That he was a petty little girl, and I love it. It's what it is, man. Sometimes it's got to be that way.
I love the fact that he specifically called out Carlos Monarrez of everybody he called out. Because Carlos Monarrez has been one of the most negative writers about Brad Holmes' draft picks. He literally said after the 2021 draft that Penei Sewell was a waste of a pick because we didn't draft a quarterback because Jared Goff was trash. He literally said that Ifeatu Melifonwu was a waste of a compensatory pick in the 3rd round. He also said Jahmyr Gibbs will never be as good as Bijan Robinson. 20 less carries, 20 more yards, 6 more touchdowns. That's all I got to say.
Who's being petty now?
No, yeah, we being petty now. I love it because I literally have said, how many times have I said you can't call a draft bust or grade a draft until after year 3? How many times have you heard me say this?
Oh, I don't know. More than one, less than 3 million.
Right. Well, we've literally been talking for 3 years. We've been through 3 drafts. I think I said it every draft, right?
Yes, every single fucking draft you've said it, man. Sorry.
Okay. So today, it's 3 years after that draft in 2021. Penei Sewell, Levi Amuzariki, Aleem McNeil, Ifeatu Melifonwu, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derek Barnes, Jahmyr Jefferson. I hear 2 misses in that whole draft. What do you hear?
Levi and Jahmyr Jefferson.
So, and Levi is still borderline because he actually did make some plays this past season, but overall, I'd say it's less than advertised as a 2nd round pick. Correct?
Yes.
So overall, wouldn't you call that a successful draft? 2 misses out of 7 picks?
Yeah, I'll say it's successful. Not perfect, but successful, yes.
I give it like a B+ grade. Hindsight
Somewhere
being
B+.
B+, A-, somewhere in there. It wouldn't be a B because a B would be missing 3 of them, in my opinion. Missing on 2 isn't that big, and Levi's really not that big of a miss.
I don't like Derek Barnes.
Say what? You don't like
Derek Barnes.
I don't like the fact we don't use him in his natural position, much like we didn't use Jack Campbell in his natural position and expected more out of him than we got. I mean, Jack Campbell's a true middle linebacker. Derek Barnes is a true edge guy. Why switch people up? But that's an AG thing. That's not a Brad Holmes thing.
My knock on Derek Barnes is he hit like pillow.
Oh, it's especially to Dak, yeah. And what was with Iffy doing the same thing to Brock Purdy? He got back there. He kind of did an Olay type attack. Looked like he rubbed his belly and said, "Run fast, Buddha." But I'm more mad at a big guy having a hold of his jersey and just go, "Oh, you can go." I'm more mad about that.
Yes.
Somebody running by at full speed and not being able to grab somebody, that's one thing. Because that happens with pass rushers all the time. But to have a big 340-pound man have a hold of your jersey and just say, "Nah, you can go." That's irritating. What do you think about it, Leonard? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think he just wanted to be friends.
Oh. Another guy who doesn't get paid that much on the take. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Right. Hey, we're talking about Ippy and Burrito Jones, not freaking Josh Reynolds.
I'm talking about Burrito Jones might be another guy on the take because he don't make dick. Lord, I apologize, and God forgive the little pygmies ain't got no food to eat. I just forgot we're supposed to be going more PG-13. That being said, man, it's been a great season overall. What would you give Brad Holmes as a GM overall throughout the 3 years he's been with Detroit?
3 years. Let's see. I'm in the B range so far. Not perfect, not terrible.
Right. He's been good to very good. His drafts are borderline A minus B plus material. His trades for acquisitions are less than desirable. His signings, not all of them have panned out, but not all of them have washed out either. Yeah, I'd say B plus, right in that range as a GM. This year, with what we got out of who we had and where we went, you kind of have to give him an A plus, even though it didn't quite turn out the way he wanted. For the 1 year, this is the A plus year to me because their vision came to fruition. Because he literally said last year at the end of the season presser, next year is our year to make a splash. To do something.
Okay, I'll give him that then.
Well, we did something, all right. We did something we've never seen. We played 20 games in a season. What's crazy is if that was played back in 2019, 20 games means you're losing in the Super Bowl.
You're not wrong about that, man.
2019, if you played 20 games, you were playing in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's astounding to me. What about you guys in the chat? What do you give Brad Holmes for his 3 years total? That's free agent acquisitions, trades, trading of picks, and draft picks. What's your grade?
He's not very chattative this morning.
No, they're not. The chat is dead. What happened to you guys? I don't get it. Wake up, people. It's a good day. I know it's the end of the season. We just had one of the worst Pro Bowls I've ever attempted to watch in my entire lifetime. That being said, what can be done to improve the Pro Bowl other than have them have to run through fire from 10 yards out? Literally, it's a shit show right now.
Just
Tim says B
get
plus.
rid of it.
I think they need to take it back to like it was in the 50s and 60s before the Super Bowl started. Is undone. Hello, boys. Been a minute. Been busy. Good to see you. Henry Gray. Good morning, Lions fans. Yeah, my grade for Brad Holmes is a B plus overall. Green Bay is changing a lot on the defensive staff. Well, they kind of had to, Steve, seeing how Joe Barry handpicked those guys with Matt LaFleur. But what can be done to improve the Pro Bowl other than get rid of it? I say take it back to how it was back in 2008 when players were able to hit. This gentler, kinder, softer, politically correct NFL does not work for me. Yeah, we just talked about that as undone. Did you watch Holmes' presser? He called out all the beat writers. Yes, he did. Barry is the linebackers coach in Miami. Oh, so they're not going to tackle for the first half of the season now. Fantastic. Dolphins won't have a successful season till the end of the season then. The one thing that I say has to improve with the Pro Bowl, do not let golf be a skills challenge. What the hell does that have to do with football? Why did the Lions hire a new D-line coach last week? Because the guy we had was straight booty cheeks. He did not improve the sack numbers. All he improved was the pressure numbers. Terrell Williams of the Titans actually gets a lot of sacks with fewer pressures because he gets more out of his defensive linemen. He also was working with a lot of the guys that we've been looking at coming out this draft that are seniors, like Tavondre Sweat, Trice of Washington. If we draft a kicker or sign a kicker, who should we go after either one? I want either Harold Mevis or the star of the Senior Bowl, Josh Cartay of Stanford. That kid hit a 52-yarder to go ahead in that game. The only one he missed was a 32-yarder, but at the same time, it was kind of deflected, so it was a block. Oh, Matthew Perkins, A- in 3 years. He's done more with our draft capital than we've seen of our combined lifetimes. We still need defense upgrades and depth, but we got more out of who we have than any of us thought possible this season. Actually, I'm going to say we got exactly where one person said we should get. And there's one person that said this is a 10 to 13 win team right from jump as soon as the schedule.
Quit tooting your own horn.
I'm not. You just
You
mentioned it.
are.
I didn't say my name. You did. Thank you. You tooted my horn for me. I appreciate it. Riley Patterson went to the Jags. Imagine that. They took him back.
But man, the Pro Bowl, I don't see it ever being what it was or being even semi-decent ever again because the players aren't going to hit again. Everything went so freaking being afraid of players getting hurt. They took away the hitting and the defense doesn't want to play because it's no fun anymore. You know who we blame for all this, though? Sean Taylor for giving that freaking kicker brain damage.
Oh, Brian Moorman. Man, he retired that guy on one hit. Hey, it's not his. Luke Getzey is OC for the Raiders. I laughed when I that Cliff. How bad is that? That Cliff Kingsbury says, "No, I don't want your job."
It's not that bad. I actually read into it. What was going on? It was he wanted more money. He wanted head coaching money.
Don't care. From the outside looking in, Tell me how bad it looks.
I guess you could say it looks bad, but I agree with them not freaking wanting to give him head coaching money.
Oh, I agree.
I
with
like
it
the head
too.
coach they have there, and I think that team's actually going to be good.
Commanders trading up for Caleb Williams. Why? They don't have to. Don't they have the second pick?
They have the second pick, but you got other teams that want to move up there.
Until the Bears trade back or rumor they're trading back, which there is none, they can stay right where they're at and get Caleb Williams. Because right now the rumor is they're taking either Marvin Jones Jr. or Joe Alt with the first pick.
I low-key would love to see Joe Alt go first just because I'm tired of seeing quarterbacks first every fucking year.
And also, that's their biggest need. They need the Bears need that O-line fix bigger than they need another weapon for Justin Fields to not see downfield. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you said it out loud.
Okay. I'm just saying. He started to look like a quarterback for about 3 games. He finally had a 300-yard passing game. If you look at his record as a starter, he's literally Jamarcus Russell with less yards. That's hard to believe.
Man, why you got to put that negativity out there?
Because it's the truth. He only has 3 more wins than Jamarcus Russell did in the 3 years he started for Oakland.
There's a big difference, though. I'm pretty sure that Justin Fields isn't addicted to lean and hanging out with Rick Ross.
That may be. Cousin Jay, your GM is such a joke. What he said yesterday is so disrespectful for the media. Because the media has been disrespectful to him, Cousin Jay. I have seen the media bash Brad Holmes' picks over and over again, and all he's done is hit home runs. He's had 2 misses in year 1.
Man, I don't even want to hear you guys cry about your media. You're freaking center of the country media ain't bad. I'm a Giants fan. We deal with New York media. It's a different
No.
animal.
That is what I'm saying. He's saying that our GM is a joke. Well, maybe your GM is a joke for not fighting back. Who do you follow? The Green Bay? I guess you follow Green Bay, and you're used to hearing how wrong Goody Puke is. Turner Burley, Detroit Lions family. How you doing, Turner? Oh, Tim wants to know what happened between Motor City Mania and I. I put out that there was a big disparity between what Goff's agent wanted for Goff and what Brad Holmes wanted to give, which had been put into print. It had been said on the radio, there would be no deal done before the season was over. And he goes, "Well, I respectfully disagree with your opinion." And and I was quoting from a presser that I had, which is straight out of Allen Park, which is what Brad Holmes said in his interview. And he basically called me a liar. So I will not be called a liar. I will not be disrespected by someone when I'm showing it in print. Oh, Cousin Jay, Ryan Poles is way better. How? You guys only won 7 games. Clap yourself on the back for being in the basement, Bears. Good job. No, I trust Brad and Dan to do the same thing. They got the same vision. He literally tells his scouts that just going for the guy that is the most talented is the easy button. Sometimes it takes chemistry and fit as well. And I trust our GM and our head coach to find the guys that fit.
JB, I'm gonna say this about Ryan Poles. There are a couple areas he's better than Brad Holmes, like trades, way better because he absolutely bamboozled the Panthers.
'97, the troll Fat Capluto was so butthurt over Chef Brad he lost his crap and said, "What have you done, Brad? Stop patting yourself on the back. Trolls hate when they get called out." Absolutely. I will not ever pay a quarterback more than 18.2% salary. And Henry Gray, you're absolutely right. Brad Holmes is executive of the year. Enough said. If I'd let him ride out his contract this year because he's under contract. He wants that kind of money. He's got to get us to a Super Bowl. That's where I'm at. In no way, shape,
Just
or
go look around the league.
in no way, shape, or form, I am not paying Goff as much or more than Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson even.
Go look around the league right now. The teams that are doing good, most of their quarterbacks are not on these big money deals.
Nope. They are all 41 million or less. Every single one of them that's had good years, their quarterback that played made 41 million or less. Are they bringing back CJ GJ? God, I hope not. I don't like guys that write the checks that their butt can't cash. Oh, I know. In your fantasy world, he's talking about Mad Max Crosby. He said what he did say, unless we trade out of the first round. He didn't say trade that pick. He said trade out of the first round. Hey, cousin Jay, you're not picking Caleb Williams. Your GM has already said they're running with Fields. They're not picking a quarterback this year. I love it when they talk crap and don't even know what their own GM says.
Dude. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge guy. The stupidest thing you guys could do is draft him there because I guarantee you he doesn't play. He holds out. He says, I'll just go back next year. He made enough off NIL that it's not necessary for him to support his family going there.
He literally said, I do not want to play for the Bears in a press conference. So you'd be better off to take Drake May. And in all actuality, if you look at the numbers versus top 25 teams, Drake May has a better record.
Cousin Jay, well, even if it is Fields, you already know he can run all over the Lions' trash defense.
But he can only beat us, 25% of the time so far in his career? Good job. Woo! Lions are 4-1 when Fields has started. Drake, run all over the defense between the 20s and not get in the end zone.
I hate that fucking defense where they run it like that. Do all you want inside the 20s, and we play good red zone defense. Like, man, just play good defense all the time.
That's every zone defense in the NFL, though. It's what the 49ers have done. It's what the Lions did. It's what Denver does. It's what the Raiders do. It's, luckily, do I think Holmes will spend a lot in free agency? We don't have a lot. We don't have as much as everybody thinks. Henry Gray tells Cuz OJ to scare some of the good crap he's smoking. I love it.
If you look on paper, it shows the Lions having $58 million, but then you take away from the draft pick. Well, for the draft picks, you're at 40. 40 really ain't shit. Especially when you got guys that want everything up front now and they don't take the loaded back end deal so you can move money around.
Shows how little you know Ben Johnson. He turned down the Commanders face to face in the interview at Allen Park. They came there expecting to sign him for a contract, and he said he wanted to stay here to finish what he started. That's called loyalty.
No, I
Who's
see.
the
I
one
still,
guy I
I
want
still
in free
don't
agency
believe that.
this year? It's a top corn. I know you don't believe into it, but you don't understand that this coaching staff and front office is the most transparent of any in the football league. You're used to your New York media guys. That's what you're used to. They lie
It
to
makes
your
no
face
sense why you would.
behind your back. That's what you're used to.
It
But
makes
being
no
New York,
sense. It makes no sense why a coach would not take a head coaching position
it's a
when
trash ass
hell,
team. It's a trash ass team.
even so, man, who gives a shit? It's a trash ass team. If you think you're that good, you go and remake it. You have a
They
number 2
literally
pick.
offered him $15 million and he turned them down. The only team that backed
Ben
off
Johnson's
because
a fucking
it was
idiot.
the Seahawks. It's called loyalty.
He's an idiot.
He's not an idiot. Jesus Christ. Stop.
No, he is an idiot. I'm running that. That's my thing.
That's your thing. But guess what? He's already the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL till somebody else has made more. Lions fans cope and Ben Johnson overrated. Oh, they ran over the Bears win total this year with that overrated offense. Top 3 offense in the league. Number 1 O-line. Go ahead. This isn't a trash talking show. This isn't a NFC North show. This is a Lions talk show. So if you don't want to talk with Lions fans, bye. See ya. Because I don't care. I'm here to talk about that. And if you really want to improve the Pro Bowl, it's got to go back to what it used to be, and it needs to be played mid-season and actually mean something. Do away with the bye weeks. Do a bye week in week 8, a bye week in week 10, play it week 9. That way players get to heal and make it whoever won the Super Bowl versus the 53 best off of every other 31 teams rosters. I want the Lions to try and sign Chidobe Awuzie, yes, or Ladarius Sneed or Adoree Jackson. Those are the top 3. Well, the extension can be done anytime throughout the season. They don't have to do it in the off season. They have the whole year. Yeah, good luck believing that one, Cousin Jay. I like how you had to wait till the season was over and we finally lost to come out of the WordWorks to talk crap. Because I've been on main event Mike and Russell Wayne's podcast, and you weren't in the chat the whole year until we were out of the playoffs because you had nothing to talk about because your team is trash. Bye, basement dweller. Hope you enjoy it. Ben Johnson will be more valuable in the future. He's still young. He takes a head coaching job and fails. Very little chance he returns to head coach for many, many years. He's better off sitting and learning. Absolutely, Fred Peterson. The last time the Bears won the NFC North, I think that was what 2016, 2017, maybe. Yeah, right around there. Ben Johnson said it himself. The owners are basketball players who think they know how to run a football team, which isn't working out too well so far. It's their first year. You can't judge them on their first year of owning a team. I give them credit for wanting Ben Johnson over everybody else. No, isn't done. Ben Johnson hasn't taken a head coaching job and failed. Don't compare him to Josh McDaniels.
Yet, but don't compare him to McDaniels. That's mean.
That's evil and
Hey,
rotten.
I mean,
McDaniels is a bum of a head coach. Don't even put him in the same sentence.
yeah,
He'd be better
McDaniels
off
was a bum of a head coach.
Okay.
McDaniels was a bum of a head coach, but he went and got that bag twice.
Mhm. Because teams are stupid enough to do it.
That is the reason why I'm saying Ben Johnson's an idiot for not going to get the bag. That is the only reason. Unless he's going to openly come out and say that, hey, the ownership and the GMs they have in place that are idiots, and I don't want anything to do with them, then whatever. Where every team wants him very offseason head coach. Well, you know what is undone? Where every team wants him every offseason as a head coach. That was the same shit they said about Eric Bieniemy. Everybody wanted to interview the dude. Guess what he never got?
There's a big difference there. Eric Bieniemy tanked a lot of interviews and canceled a lot of interviews. Just saying, Eric Bieniemy was his own worst enemy.
And now he's unemployed.
Yep. More than likely, he might be brought back as the OC for the Commanders again. I'm not paying Goff anything more than $41.2 million until he wins a Super Bowl. So that's where I'm at.
Quinn said he wasn't bringing him back. He said he would not be part of his staff.
Oh. Well, Dan Quinn also was the same guy that coached the Falcons to the most epic Super Bowl loss in history.
You don't get into the position Ben Johnson is in by being an idiot.
That's true.
Matt Patricia did.
He was a head coach.
He was a coordinator first, so.
But he was a head coach, and he took the job right away when he shouldn't have. And then he went to be a defensive coordinator again and sucked so bad he made the Eagles not go anywhere. Did AG ever have a chance at head coach role, or was it just Rooney Rule interviews? I think he was a legitimate shot with the Seattle one and with the Commanders one, but AG turned down the Commanders as well.
Hello, Ralph William of RW Media. This winter needs to go away. I need to get me some color again.
Tasty J Glazer.
No.
Yeah, you do got color because you got hair now. I can see more than just eyes and teeth.
That was PG for you.
Mm-hmm.
No. Cousin Jay, that's where you're wrong. It's not free points for the Bears this year. Well, I think Aaron Glenn is a terrible defensive coordinator. They're good in the red zone. And your quarterback isn't good enough to keep freaking hitting receivers and freaking big chunk plays to go down the field. So you guys get into the red zone.
Who has the second worst completion percentage at passes over 20 yards in the NFL? Justin Fields. Just saying. He gets explosive plays, but it's because the wide receivers make them from a 5-yard or behind the line catch.
Granted, I will say DJ Moore and him started to build a rapport throughout the season.
You're entitled to that.
No way I can root for the 49ers. Go Chiefs.
Go Niners.
As much as I'm mad at the Niners for winning, God, I'm just tired of everything Chiefs. I
Yep.
hate Patrick Mahomes and his stupid hair and his stupid voice and his stupid brother and his stupid wife.
And his stupid State Farm commercials. Some of them are funny, but
Oh my God.
who has the worst QB?
Mahomo.
Yeah, Mahomo. You said it right. I call him that all the time. I wonder where you heard it from. All I know is that your wide receiver, Jalen Hyatt, looks like Kermit the Frog and Patrick Mahomes got it on and made a kid. Come on, you know I'm right. You saw him when he took that helmet off. You agreed with me.
You want to go that route?
Hey, it's either that or I can bring up the other wide receiver you absolutely hate me to bring up.
Yeah. I'm going to
Who
pay
would I
Garland to break into your house and put a cactus on your seat.
Who would I extend this offseason? This offseason, it would be more about the core of the team. You've got Aleem McNeil, St. Brown, Ifeatu Melifonwu, and others in that 2021 draft. I actually would take the 5th-year option on Penei Sewell so you can work on that next year for his extension. Goff may get extended. There's no guarantee he gets extended. And I personally would not extend him. Well, what are you reading? Be nice to
Paul
Mahomes. His
Jones.
transition is working out for him. He's actually growing a mustache now. Great one.
Everybody
And
thought
just,
he was taking steroids. No, it's just testosterone.
yeah. He's just been taking 4 hymns. I can't guarantee you Goff gets extended. Because you know what? Brad Holmes didn't say anything about extending Goff in that presser. And he was asked about it. All he said was the hate has been unwarranted for Goff. He's actually a top 5 receiver. He was top four in receiving yards. 3. I don't know what they're going to do with them, but I trust whatever Brad Holmes and Matt Dunstall comes up with, because you know what, they've been good about working the cap. So I'm going to let those guys who do it do their job. Is it true that Vrabel was too intimidating to people because of his size? Possibly, he is a big man. But if that's
And
the
it
case,
wasn't
then
just
Dan
his
Campbell was
size.
good at that. It's his demeanor.
He's an eccentric personality. And he's a big dude and he's loud. How much would you pay St. Brown? 25 a season? That's a lot. But he is 100% worth that. We Smokin'Jeremys.
Vrabel does look like he has an appetite, but so did Patricia. I said my top 3 is Ladarius Sneed, a Warrior or whatever his name is from the Bengals, and Adoree Jackson. That's my top 3 targets, and those are actually the top 3 cornerback free agents. 4 years, 106 million for ARFB. Who knows? I want to see what they do. I'm not going to guess because I've guessed and been wrong, and I've guessed and been right. Adoree would be nice too. I would not resign Jonah. He proved he's injury prone this year. He missed almost half the games, and Glasgow played every single one of them and also backed up when Ragnow went down. So I think Glasgow is the better signing, in my opinion. I'm not re-signing Mosley either because he won't be back anytime soon. Can't have a guy that can't work out all off season. No, no to Jonah. I think we get the next one in the draft.
Well, I think Adoree would be nice too. All right, man, don't let JB bamboozle you on Adoree Jackson. He is not as good as everyone says he is. God,
No, but he's the third best available this year. If those
I
two
understand that.
if those two get franchise tag, he's then the best one available, right? And isn't
In
he better than
theory.
everybody on? And isn't he better than you've said this? He's better than everyone on the Lions roster.
Oh, he's 100% better than every corner on your roster because your corners are garbage. But
And
my thing on him is this. He started the season off in the freaking slot because he was replaced at the 1 and 2 by rookies. A first-round rookie and a fifth-round rookie.
what are your thoughts on drafting O-line in the first round? Jonah and Glasgow may walk, and Ragnow is not pondering retirement. That was started by beat writers. He never said it.
He just said he's pondering the future.
No, he said pondering retirement.
No, I'm saying what he was actually saying. He doesn't know what he wants to do yet. He does worry about the CTE and injuries to his body.
Right. He does worry about that. He does worry about the injuries to his body, but he didn't say he was retiring. He actually said first, "I love this team and I love playing with them." He goes, "I'm going to go out on the ice in the middle of nowhere and ice fish." That's what he said. Okay, possibly pirate ponder. Yeah, it's possibly. He didn't say he is. He he said a million times how much he loves this team and everything else. Ragnow has gone fishing. That's what he said. Because it's ice fishing season, especially up north where they actually have cold. Unlike around here where every time you go out on the ice you have to worry about falling through. Zero ice on lakes till you get to the UP. You're absolutely right, Joseph Austin.
That's
So
because
you
you're in
get to the
Canada.
UP in the northern part of Wisconsin and Minnesota where it's actually cold, and in Canada.
25 a year probably isn't horrible. You figure that's what AJ Brown makes. It's less than Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and Tyreek Hill. You could justify $25 million a year for St. Brown.
Yep, and you can actually do enough sign-in bonuses and incentives that it actually hits closer to 17.
So,
Um,
what are your thoughts?
there's not this O-line draft is very top heavy, and then it's very mediocre. So, in all actuality, if they don't take one at the end of the first round, but I don't even know if we're going to stay in the first round from what Brad Holmes said. Who knows? Maybe they're going to make a trade and we're not going to sign anybody at all because they're going to shore up the defensive line. Somebody else says, I wish in my head it's Max Crosby. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but Max Crosby said he will not waive his trade clause if Anthony Pierce was signed as head coach, and he was.
Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce, Anthony Pierce, whatever. is undone. He literally said that in the press conference. He just said it less than 24 hours ago. I remember seeing somewhere if they extend St. Brown and Goff instead of waiting for free agency, they'll actually clear up a ton of space. I don't know how extending Goff clears up space. Right now, the only thing that clears up a ton of space is trading Goff. That's 100% true. Goff makes
This is
32.
St. Brown's final year, right?
This is St. Brown's final year. The only way it saves money is if you extend him right away so he doesn't ask for more next year. Because if you wait till after his final year, he'll ask for more. I don't want Mike Evans because he's getting to the tail end of that when he's going to start missing more time, just as we saw last year and as we saw the year before that. He's missing more time every year.
Still doing 1,000 yards every season, better than anybody else in history.
That's fine, but eventually that's going to trail off. That's what I'm getting at.
And he wants $25 million a year too, though. He said that 2 days ago, so that's a big no. Yeah, Toby Keith passed.
Wow. Red Solo Cup is done. So is smoking weed with Willie. God damn it. I love that song. I'll never smoke weed with Willie again. Party's all over before it begins. Pour me some more whiskey for my friend.
Sorry. Okay, back to football, JB. Hold on. Paul Jones, what you're saying with the backloaded contracts, that sounds great and all, but guys want their money up front now. The agents want shit up front so that later on you can't just cut them to clear stuff up. They want that guaranteed money up front. Right, keeping St. Brown for this year and not re-signing him until next year technically would be a safe move too, because he's on the rookie contract, the 4th-round pick. What's he making, like $890,000 a year right now?
Ricky, there, I agree with T. Higgins will end up there because they can't afford $25 million wide receivers because Pat Mahomes makes $50 million next year.
T. Higgins is not going to go to Kansas City either. They can't afford him, and he wants that bag.
I know it's totally irrelevant, but I would love to see a Rome, a Dunzy, and a Lions jersey. Yeah, he'll go top 15 all day. Let CGJ go, re-sign Mosley. I wouldn't re-sign Mosley. I'd get a DB in free agency. We're stuck with Sutton for the next 2 years. I'm not re-signing Mosley. The guy I want is Tavondre Sweat. You want to see about how to work out an O-line? Go watch what Terrell Williams. Oh, he says Ladarius Tony's available. You mean Kadarius Stonehands Jabroni? Tony? No, thank you.
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, Jackson Power Johnson, he is a beast. He is.
He is a beast.
Roman Wilson on the leader.
Yeah, I'm not a Michigan homer. I'm not for drafting a bunch of Michigan guys because very few have been successful in the NFL. He said Stonehands Jabroni. Another guy I want to talk about possibly going. We already signed Sutton is the problem, Fred. Sutton's on this roster for the next 2 years already. And Mosley is a bum until he can stay healthy. I'm tired of re-signing. I understand, but you know what? We're not doing it in the first round. And we may not even have a first round talent.
No. There's no way. You guys have to have a first round pick. Brad Holmes can take his freaking idea and shove it up his ass. Drafts in Detroit, you need to be there.
He's talking about trading out of the first round.
Yeah, I hope Sheila and Dan both go bite his kneecaps then. Somebody smashes his cell phone. Like, shit, man. It's bigger than that's just a freaking, we're going to trade it away and get some shit. No. You use that pick. It's first time the draft's in Detroit, right?
I know, but I want to talk
The
about
first
the 5
time
guys.
you've had a good season in 100 years. Just do the right thing and pick somebody, asshole.
Of all the guys to have a good Senior Bowl, guess who it was, guys? Quarterback wise, it was Spencer Rattler. He was the only one to throw a touchdown pass. I mean, they bragged about Michael Penix in the practices and how he could flick his wrist and throw it 50 yards. But guess what? He couldn't complete a touchdown pass. Tavondre Sweat showed out. You can say she won't allow it, but it's not the owner's decision. It really isn't. We've seen this many times. It's up to Brad Holmes.
That is a thin line to try to walk there, though.
We have seen it hundreds of times where the GMs still trade it and get to keep their jobs because they end up doing something good for the team.
This ain't draft day.
Never know. He may trade back up in. He may pull a draft day. We've
You'll get
seen.
Bill Callahan.
Oh. What if we lose Goff and get a center and Roman Odunze out of it? Has anybody thought about this?
Center and Roman Dunze out of it.
He was Detroit fan man. He may have skipped. I didn't watch the game. I'm just going by the stat line. When do the new Lions jerseys come out? That'll be decided in May.
He was not passing.
He was
Again,
passing.
He didn't play.
He was passing at the practices, and one of the writers there just Googled about it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we will. I'm saying there is a chance that we do, because guess what? Brad Holmes is all about buying low and trading high. And there is no higher value for Goff than right now. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying it is. Should we draft a wide receiver at all? I say no. Probably not. You're right, main event. But speaking of main event hopping in, they got a show coming up. So we got to tell everybody who our sponsors are. The first one is everybody's favorite. It's FTP. What's it mean, Dan?
Nope.
Forget the Packers. How's that?
Yes, forget the Packers.
All right. And then
gaslighting me.
Put the FTP in the chat. We all know what it really means, but we're trying to clean this act up. Gloss and Negron, one of the best window tinters in Saginaw. Give him a call, 989-443-9240. He'll schedule your appointment. Tell him Smokin'Jeremy B sent you. He'll offer you a discount. He does great work. And once again, everybody, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for watching. Joseph Austin, Main Event Mike, Is Undone, Tim, Detroit Fan Man, everybody. Total gaslighting.
Exactly.
FTP and Bear's cousin Jay. Amen. This has been a great show. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. Peace, love, and chicken grease, and we are out.